So we'll be looking at the Korean Mabinogi Forums. So I think the Mabinogi Forums on the Korean website are kind of interesting. It's interesting to like read what opinions the Korean community for the game has. So today we'll be looking at 5 different threads. So the first one will be from the Errand Discussion Square section of the forums. So what needs to be added to the Blacklist function? So other characters and animals on the same account should also be made invisible when someone's blacklisted. So basically if you like blacklist someone, all the other characters and pets on their account should also become invisible and be blacklisted as well. I completely agree with that. Yeah, I definitely agree, like, all characters on the account should be made invisible when you block them. Like, you shouldn't have to see any of their other characters or pets or anything like that. And you definitely shouldn't be able to, like, switch to, like, other characters to continue to harass someone that's blocked you. And the next one we'll be looking at is also about the Blacklist in the free board section of the forums. So this is half Blacklist. So player A blocks player B. Player A is visible on player B's screen, but not on player A's screen. So yeah, this is like a huge problem with the way the Blacklist feature works. Like, you can blacklist someone, but they can still see you and follow you around and stalk you, even though you can't see them. It's a huge problem. If A blocked B, it shouldn't be visible on B's screen. If you do something half-hearted like this, I think the other person will notice and criticize you even more. So there's some comments on this one. So yeah, it still sounds like the Blacklist still has some problems that should be fixed. I would also like it if the Blacklist was separate from the friends list. That way, like, when you blacklist someone, they don't take up space on your friends list. Like, I think the maximum friends or players that you can have on your friends list is like 200. But like, if you blacklist players, they also count. So like, let's say you've blacklisted, 10 people, and that means you can only have like 190 friends, because those 10 people that you blacklisted are taking up space on your friends list. And like, I think the Blacklist feature should have its own like separate tab. That way you could blacklist like up to 200 people, and it wouldn't, and you could still like have like 200 friends on your friends list. And next, let's look at Mabinogi needs to update the war using trade to revive PvP. So currently trade is ruined. The reason is that trade items are worthless. It is an item that users cannot use in the actual game, because the looters are not users, but monsters with low artificial intelligence. Trade tensions fall. So I thought this was really interesting because it suggests, like, what if players could choose to become outlaws, like during commerce and stuff? So if we had like a job like merchant, where you're like a trader selling stuff, and then here's the one, outlaw. So what if you could be an outlaw and you could actually like loot people that are doing commerce instead of like the bandits? And it overall just covers some things for how PvP could be improved in general. But this is a pretty long one. But yeah, I think it would be very interesting. I especially like the commerce part. I think it'd be very interesting if we could if we could be the outlaws, if we could be the bandits, and, you know, you could actually attack other players that are doing commerce. But I also think that something like this needs to be would have to be kind of controlled, because not every player wants to be like attacked randomly by some other player, especially when they're just doing something fun like commerce. So I think like limiting it to one channel will be a good solution to this. So like keep one channel in the game where like it's open PvP for like commerce and stuff, and like in most places. So you make it clear that to the players that when you join that channel that you're likely to be attacked randomly by like other players. And then like all other channels, it's the same as it's always been, where like you can't like attack another player unless you both agree to like a PvP match. I think that would be a good way to like limit it without it like going too out of control. And I think there were a few comments on this one too. Scroll down here. So it looks like a lot of the Korean players agree that like they would like PvP to get better, and that Mabinogi's PvP was better in the past, but it's become kind of unbalanced. And then the next thing we'll be looking at in the freeboard section is Blaanid's Blessing. So if you look above your head, you will see a round light blue ring called Blaanid's Blessing. That's right, it does give you a halo above your head. So how do I make this invisible? So I don't think there is a way to like make it invisible without like turning off Blaanid's Blessing. But yeah, I think it would be kind of cool if there was like a option where you could make the halo for Blaanid's Blessing invisible, so you can still like get the buff from the Blaanid's Blessing, but not have to see the halo there. And then the last one in the freeboard section is Mabinogi Possible without capital. So basically, can you play the game without spending a lot of like real money on it? And so is it like pay to win or not? And a lot of them do say that yeah, you can actually play it without putting money into it. And that's one of the best things about Mabinogi, is that it is a completely free-to-play game, but it still has like some cash shop options. Like VIP is 100% optional, and you can play the game completely free without buying any cash shop items. But yeah, I just thought I'd go over like 5 threads on the Korean forums that I thought were interesting. And I'm not sure if this is something I'm going to do in the future. I do check the Korean forums like usually 2 or 3 times a week, just to kind of see what they're saying about like certain things and find out like what's going on. So I might make more videos like this, because like I know not everyone checks the Mabinogi Korean site, and I don't know if how many other people in the NA actually bother checking the forums here.